In 1898, Joseph Pulitzer's New York World and William Randolph Hearst's New York Journal push the bounds of journalism to the breaking point. They compete to boost circulation and consolidate media power.
They were battling for the supremacy of New York City, you know, who was going to be the top boss, the top titan.
Hearst's daring prison rescue of a wildly sympathetic prisoner of war only fuels his appetite for something bigger in Cuba. He gets his opportunity when disaster strikes a U.S. battleship stationed in the Havana harbor.
The USS Maine, on a sort of friendly visit to Havana, explodes mysteriously. It's a loss of life. More than 200 American sailors are killed, and many others are grievously injured.
What's the news from Cuba?
Mr. Hearst, the USS Maine has been sunk.
Hearst at that moment realizes he has the story he wants.
We put it on the front page with all the other news.
There is no other big news.
And nobody knew who blew up the Maine. But Hearst had no doubt who was at fault, or at least who he was going to blame in his newspaper.
Spread the story over the entire front page.
And that was the Spanish.
This means war.
Pulitzer and his New York World, driven by the dizzying new heights of sensationalism, also play up the disaster.
Let's make this bigger.
Pulitzer saw the way circulation rose at Hearst's newspaper, and he realized he had to compete. And so he threw himself into running coverage that was as shrill and extreme and pro-war as Hearst.
On April 25th, as the two largest newspapers in the world rattle their battle sabers to capture readers, the United States declares war on Spain.
So it's remember the Maine, and to hell with Spain, because we wanted a war, the newspapers wanted a war, and that's what we had.
Hearst, pushing the bounds of sensationalism, reaches an unheard of milestone.
And for the first time, Hearst sold more than 1 million copies of his newspaper every single day. That was a goal Pulitzer had coveted for a long time.